I'm here to talk to you about something I'm super passionate about, and it's where I'm from. Now, typically when I introduce myself, I say I'm Rachel Farrow, and one of the things I lead off with is that I am from, and proud to be, from the coal region. Now, hold your thoughts, because I know you have a bunch of them right now. Typically, I usually get a lot of, "I'm so sorry to hear that." I know you're thinking it, it's okay. Everybody has preconceived notions of where I'm from, where I spent my whole life, where my ancestors came across, to make a better life. That's where I wound up making my life too, where I still do. And I'm here to tell you why the coal region is worth saving and why it's a wonderful place to be and live. So I titled this Black Diamond in the Rough because, as we know, coal is king, anthracite, and I believe that this community is worth reinvesting in. And it all stems from the past, the present, and looking forward to the future. So anyone who's ever taken a drive down 15 or 54 down into the wonderful rolling hills of anthracite knows that the coal region spans a pretty large area. Lower Northumberland, Schuylkill, and parts of Carbon and Luzerne counties. All of that was where coal became king in the early 19th century, and early 20th too. So people, immigrants came over, they saw this chance to build a better life. People from Eastern Europe, Ireland, Italy, they all came here with the intent that they were going to build an industry, a glittering industry, and they did. If you ever take the chance to drive through a town like Shamokin, you'll see majestic homes on beautiful hills, and you'll think of what once was, and there's no reason it can't be that again. So in order to reinvest in a town that right now, the present, we all know that coal isn't what it used to be. And people, a lot of those individuals, those families, they had to go where the jobs are. I mean, take a look at Detroit, take a look at, places in the Midwest with factories leaving. People have to go where the jobs are. And when the mines started closing down, families started to leave. So we have these wonderful towns that were once thriving. There was amusement parks, even bigger than Knoebels. There was pools. There was just glittering infrastructure that is now decaying, but it's still in place. And there's no reason that we can't go back and invest in it. And it takes two things. It's an intersection of kindness and creativity. So to get creative, you have to think about the resources you have and the people that you have there. So to get creative, you have to start thinking about how can we draw people in. So one of the things that I like to bring up is where the creativity is working. So who here enjoys the outdoors? Show of hands. Okay. Coal banks are massive. Anyone here who's ever ridden a four-wheeler knows that it's pretty awesome, especially when you get out on those trails. The area that I'm living in, Shamokin, has so many of them, so many wonderful trails for anyone who likes to go outside. So a local organization decided, hey, let's make this a tourist destination, and they formed a business called the AOAA. Pretty much, people from all over, I would say all over, eastern Pennsylvania and the eastern region of the country come to ride four-wheelers, and they're staying in our towns. All the little houses that once were, abandoned, people from outside of the area, they're investing, they're buying them. If you hit Airbnb in Shamokin, you would be shocked at how many people are making a killing, where those were once abandoned, dilapidated buildings. In the past 5 years alone, new businesses opening up in that downtown that was once completely barren and vacant, it has gone up 200%. With the opening of new businesses. And I encourage all of you who've maybe never been down there, go grab dinner and look around at all of the possibilities. Now, and I say this, and it feeds into not only the creativity, but also the next part, the kindness. I've lived a lot of places in my pretty short life at this point, but I've seen a lot of people from all over, and the kindness is ingrained in the culture. There's a special kind of kindness when you get to the coal region, the type of place where you walk down the street and people will ask you how you're doing. People will smile. And in such a digital landscape that we live in, we tend to forget that holistic American kindness that our culture kind of became ingrained to know. So think about that kindness as, juxtaposed with the idea of the American dream. I'm a millennial. I have a lot of student debt. I know how unattainable that dream can be for so many young people. Our parents, and maybe some of you, were blessed to be able to go out, buy a home, raise a family, the 2.5 kids, white picket fence. That was a reality. And that doesn't seem so true anymore. In the coal region, it still could be. So globally, we look at, housing prices, inflation, we look at debt. In America, the second cheapest place for housing is the coal region of Pennsylvania. And these are beautiful, Victorian homes, all accessible, all within reach, with salaries and, many local industries that there are jobs there to be had. And we need to incentivize that education, and we need to incentivize people from out of the area to come in and work these jobs, people who are educated, people who want to create a beautiful future. Because without the people, nothing can grow. So we have to think about how can we get people, the people that left, the industries to reinvest and bring them back here. Incentivize that housing for young couples who want to raise a family. The type of place where you can have your kids play at the playground. And I live it every day. We live across from a playground, and I hear kids laughing, and it makes me smile. Because so many places in America, you don't see that anymore. You don't see that slice of yesteryear in the most wonderful way. I'd rather dodge kids on skateboards than have kids, with iPhones just glued to them from the time they're 5. And there's some beautiful parts of old school Americana. And that's what the future could be. The future could be educated individuals coming and bringing their own, diversity and creativity to a town and a region that is rife for it. A place where the dream of America to raise a family, to create a thriving artistic community, it's well within our reach. So I challenge you. Think about the coal region, and before you think about Tosh.0 shithole of the week, because I know a lot of us heard it, think about what it could be. Think about what it should be. And even though it might be a black diamond in the rough, I promise you, all of us from the coal region have hearts of gold. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.